whatever you do on your spiritual path, if you invest every day 1% more, you love your spiritual ideal, and 1% less you are attached to this world, you renounce the transient. Every day 1%, after a month you are a new person. After a year you are as light as the wind. Some years ago, many years ago, on the footsteps of the Himalaya, I met a wise man who has been living there in a hut for different ashrams and different isolation places in India for about 50 years. And the conversation somehow entered into, what to do, how to succeed on the spiritual path. He was a follower of Yogananda, of Kriya Yoga. So how to succeed on this path? And he said, you have to want it. You have to really, really want it. Now, if you look at all the biographies of saints, Sufi, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, whoever they are, you will find that always the ones who succeeded on the spiritual path, they wanted it very intensely. Very, very intensely. The equation that Blandine put there, their wish for the eternal, be it in the form of the Buddha nature and Nirvana, the form of Allah, of God, of Christ, of Vishnu, of Krishna, whatever form they gave it, be it in the form of some supreme values as love, as non-violence, whatever form they gave it, the reaching out, the longing for these values, they really, really wanted it, and they were willing to sacrifice the petty needs for the transient, for the tangible, for those supreme values. As Blandine mentioned, all vices come from this falling, and all virtue come from this rising. So in order to succeed in the spiritual path, there is one, let's say, one double essential requirement. And according to this one double factor, the entire spiritual path will be established. So if you want to put your resources spiritually, and you want to succeed on the path, and have real accomplishments on the path, if you want to succeed, it will revolve around this one factor. How much you want it. How much, if it's God, you love God. If it's Buddha, you love Buddha, and so forth. How much you love that, and how much you are willing to renounce the transient. Kabir said it very nicely. He was a Sufi and Hindu saint in the same time. He said it very beautifully. There are two pillars of the spiritual path: renunciation, tagi in Sanskrit, renunciation, and love, supreme love, prema. If you have these two, you have everything. And it all stands there. So whatever you do on your spiritual path, if you invest every day 1% more, you love your spiritual ideal, and 1% less you are attached to this world, you renounce the transient. Every day 1%, after a month you are a new person. After a year you are as light as the wind, and after 5 years you are as luminous as the sun. Just this, every day, love a little bit more your ideal, and renounce, detach a little bit more from this world, which is transient. This is essentially what it is about.
Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, all of that stuff.
How to do it, we'll present a few steps. So this is very practical, and you can identify where you stand. The first step is to really contemplate these ideas. You need to understand and to know and to wrestle and make these ideas yours. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe we speak nicely, but it's wrong. You should love the transient and ignore the lasting. Maybe. Play with it. Fight with it. See how it is in your life. When you feel disappointed, why you feel disappointed. When you feel angry, why you feel angry. All vices come from this loving the transient more than the lasting. Really? Check. I'm super angry. Okay, why am I angry? In the essence of this anger, I am attached to something. I want my lover to be in a certain way, and he or she are not in that way. Lover is transient. And I'm willing to step over my principles, which are again tangent to eternity. The principles of love, of forgiveness. I step over the principles to get something. I want you to be like this, so I'm angry. Yeah, I have a vice because I prefer the transient to the lasting. If I would prefer the lasting, which manifests as love, as forgiveness, if I would long for that and want to be fed primarily by that, I would not feel angry. Right now, at this moment, in this situation, I feel frustrated, I feel lustful. Take these ideas, play with it, and find, or maybe you don't find, play with it and see what you find. But I'm pretty sure if you play long enough and deep enough with these ideas, this is what you will find. Everything that's good in your life, it is because you put either the eternal being, God or Buddha or whatever you have there, or the eternal principles, love and forgiveness, kindness and compassion, which derive from there, non-violence, before the world. And everything that's bad in your life, it comes because you have that reversed. So once we understand and really wrestle with these ideas, and it can take months and years, yeah, and you don't have to finish step 1 to go to step 2, but this needs to be fortified. It needs to be understood fully. Yeah, there will be no lasting love, no lasting gain, no lasting contentment or peace based on anything transient. It's very simple. If something goes up and down, it will not give you stability. And you wish for stability. You wish for stable peace and stable contentment and stable love. And then together with that, where people have a lot of doubts, they say, okay, but the eternal is impossible. You cannot connect to the eternal. There's some people there, maybe they succeeded, maybe not. Some inspiring books, but in reality it is very possible. And if you wrestle again with these ideas and play with them, you will discover that indeed it's possible. You can attain communion gradually. You can attain communion and grow in your communion with the Spirit, with whatever system of belief you have there. Now, once we start to fortify in this understanding, and we start to really think about it, speak about it with friends, journal about it, read about it, rewatch this lecture, it starts to click in. And you can read, for example, the Gospel of Ramakrishna, which I can't recommend enough. It starts to click in, and when it clicks in, we get the understanding that all our desires and wishes, which are all wishes for a lasting good, all of them will be fulfilled once we make this shift. And we actually don't have many goals in life. We have one goal in life. Make the inner shift. Instead of wanting the transient, want the eternal. That's the only one task. You have all these skills and all these organs and billions of cells, but you only have one task. Basically, once we understand that there is no other way out, but only up, then all our scattered forces, scattered desires, wishes, willpower, all our driving force will gradually gather in one place. It is the same if you have like a bag which has some fluid in it, and you want to take the bag and squeeze it so that the fluid and the entirety of the fluid will go up into another vessel. What we need to do is to plug all the holes in the bag. So if our wishes are broken in pieces and we want also the eternal and also porn, also the eternal and also a bit of name and fame, I want a little bit of recognition, I'm great. Did you know I'm great? Some people said I'm not great, but I'm great. And we want also like very nice financial security and whatever. Then there are holes. And then when we try to push the fluid up, the fluid goes down and it never reaches the other container. And we get more life force, and again we push through our aspiration, but lacking renunciation, which is the thing that plugs all the holes, is renouncing the transient. And we'll speak inwardly renouncing. Yeah, don't quit your job and your family and your duties and abandon your children or I don't know what. You keep your duties, but you understand there is no hope for lasting happiness in anything else but in the upper one. So through renunciation, we close all the holes in the bag and we do not wish downwards anymore. We only wish up. That's it. If you only wish up spiritually and you have some kind of spiritual methods, and there were people doing very simple spiritual methods, just listening to the breath or just repeating one prayer, one technique, but wanting it so much and not wanting anything else, they succeeded. They found lasting peace, lasting happiness. Their bodies didn't rot after they died. So complete was their realization. So this is the first step. We wrestle with the idea, and once we wrestle with it good enough, we become sure, and then gradually we create renunciation and start to plug the holes in the bag so that we can squeeze the fluid of life upwards rather than letting it be lost in the world.
Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content on spirituality, tantra and more.
And if you want to sign up for our online classes or for our retreats, you can see our website on the description below.